Hello, I'm Shotaro Sano. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. This channel is a talk room where I share real, unfiltered conversations about career and learnings, and primarily through dialogues with guests I really want to talk to. So today's guest is Derrick. Derrick is the first year program coordinator at Shizenkan, and from administration staff point of view, I think we can learn a lot of things from him today. So, Derrick, thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me. I'm very honored to be invited to such a wonderful podcast, and I really look forward to the conversation we'll have today.
Yes, thank you for being in the unknown podcast series and taking risk. Yeah, I appreciate it very much. Okay, so it looks like your hay fever is gone now, and your voice came back.
Yes. I had it for about 2 weeks. So I think before I had the hay fever, I also caught a cold. So that didn't help. But fortunately, the hay fever season in autumn is finished.
Do you have it in the springtime as well?
Yes, I do.
Which would probably be worse than winter, autumn time? No?
I think both are equally as harsh as the other.
I see.
So it's not a fun time to be around me during spring and autumn for a couple of weeks. But I think it's gotten worse over the years, which is not great, particularly for autumn. So autumn, maybe for the past 3 or 4 years. So it has played a very significant part of my autumn. So, which is unfortunate. But all good now.
Did you have it in your home country?
No, so
Also,
in
it's
Australia,
Japan.
So in Australia, I didn't suffer from hay fever. I guess it's a different type. So in Australia, it's more about pollen from flowers. In Japan, it's basically coming from the trees.
Yeah.
So I developed hay fever the third or fourth year when I was in Japan. So very surprising, very bad surprise.
Bad surprise. Yeah, bad surprise. Ooh, okay. お大事にしてください.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have many questions today, but would you please talk about your brief background and your career? Like just brief description is fine.
Sure. So I was born in Vietnam, and after the Vietnam War, my parents escaped as refugees, and we were luckily accepted to Australia. So from the age of 1, we essentially, were accepted into Australia, and the next 20 or so years we were there. I graduated from the University of Melbourne. I majored in pathology, so 病理学, so the study of disease and death, before deciding to take a 1-year working holiday in Japan. And I came here teaching English. Originally for 1 year. That first year went by very, very fast. So decided to take another year. 2 years became 3. 3 years became 4. And now I think I've been in Japan for over 20 years. So quite a long time.
Wow. Nice. Okay. Thank you. And what was your connection between you and Shizenkan? And what was your motivation to get into Shizenkan?
So I guess a lot of Shizenkan students would know that Noda-san, so our founder and current president, has a very interesting effect and influence on people. He makes a very strong first impression. So I met him about 4.5, 5 years ago in Kyoto. So at that time, I was working for a kimono company.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at that time, I was a part of the HR team. I was doing international business development, and Noda-san is connected, or of course knows our chairman, so Kaicho, very well. And during COVID, Noda-san requested if we could, if Shizenkan could use our retail space as a space to do one of the courses. At that time, it was called Japan. So at the moment, that course unfortunately no longer exists or
So
run.
there's a course named Japan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see.
So the main emphasis of the course was to teach or learn about Eastern philosophy that is connected to Western business practices. So we had many guests that were actually based in Kyoto. So the faculty member was also based in Kyoto at the time. So talking about sake, no performance, what else was there? So various, traditional Japanese crafts and culture, yeah, and how that could be, the learnings could be applied to to Western business practices. So quite an interesting course. So at the time, I was basically assigned to support the faculty member and set up the retail space. So basically, what I do now for classes here, but in a retail setting. So I did that for I think the course ran for about 6 to 7 months. So over that time, I was able to speak to Noda-san, learn about what Shizenkan was about, why he decided to launch a university, and I felt very interested in what I could actually do to support, his mission and purpose in expanding Shizenkan and influencing future business leaders. So that was the first contact with Noda-san and Shizenkan.
I see. You're working at kimono company.
Yes.
So you should be expert at how to wear kimono?
No, so actually during that time, the current president, so the kimono company is over 300 years old.
Mm,
And the current president was the 12th generation of his family, so
I
Junichiro.
see.
And he was in his 40s. So basically, the same age as I. And he, over the past 15 or so years, decided to pivot away from kimono,
Okay.
but to provide kimono textiles for interiors, for other projects. So I was a part of the textile team looking
Is it
into...
like something like Nishijin Ori? That kind
yes,
of thing?
that's right.
Okay.
So if you see the wall coverings in the studio area, so that came from my previous company. So that's Nishijin Ori.
Wow.
Yeah, so we did a lot of projects, again, not using, of course, we still made kimono. So kimono department, of course, made kimono and sold kimono. But for our team, it was more about doing collaborations and doing projects with interior designers. So, for example, working for five-star hotels, helping them,
Interesting.
of course, have, I guess, more contemporary feel. So not very like traditional patterns of like Japanese style patterns, but more contemporary designs using kimono weaving to create, really beautiful fabrics for, wall coverings, headboards, table runners, etc., etc. I mean, there were other projects with luxury brands like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Chanel. We did a project with Lexus as well, so that was quite fun and quite innovative. I think the president at the
Type of
that's right,
work that you've done.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun, and unfortunately, it was during COVID. But I think overall, I was there for 3.5 years before joining Shizenkan.
So that kimono company was the first company that you worked in Japan?
Before joining the kimono company, I did my MBA at Doshisha University.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was 2 years full time. And before my MBA, I worked as a career and professional development coach. Myself and my partner, we ran a very small boutique coaching and consulting company, mainly focusing on, of course, the expatriate community and also Japanese returnees. So those Japanese nationals that were either sent or spent several years overseas at a subsidiary or a branch and then coming back to Japan. So many of them were quite, how would you say, disappointed with Japanese life and work style. So many of them suffered from reverse culture shock. So one of my roles was to support them to reintegrate into their team and also helping the team and I guess the manager as well on how to help them resettle and bring their knowledge that they acquired overseas to benefit and bring value to their team as well. So quite an interesting several years before I decided to do an MBA.
I usually talk to you with English, but I noticed that your Japanese is pretty amazing.
I don't think
And
so. No,
so you've been speaking Japanese for how many years?
maybe 10 or so years, I
10 years?
guess.
Wow. Okay.
I think, well, I came to Japan without any knowledge of the language at all. So I came here speaking only English. And it took me probably a good 4 years to be comfortable with speaking on a daily basis and also in a working environment. So, yeah, I would say, yeah, a good 10 years or so. But these days, well, especially with the role that I have at Shizenkan, I use a lot of English. And also, even, how do you say, in the office as well, I purposely use English to encourage our Japanese staff to use English as well. Yeah, so that is quite a lucky thing as well.
Okay.
But unfortunately, that means my Japanese has gotten worse over the years.
Can you read Japanese email as well?
These days, ChatGPT is
Yes,
quite
yes, yes.
handy. It saves a lot of
Yeah.
time. And in a sense, Japanese emails are quite formally structured. So it's quite, once you understand the patterns,
Yes.
basically they're all the same. So the contents and of course the purposes and how to say questions and queries are different, but basically the structure. So in that sense, it saves a lot of time just using Chat.
Got it. Is there any like drama series or I don't know, movie or anime that you used for learning Japanese?
That's a good question. When I first came to Japan, I watched a lot of TV. So I think one program was 水曜日どうでしょう?
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
It's
Yeah.
quite old.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was one program. Another program was Tantei Night Scoop,
Yes, yes. Very
which is
Japanese.
probably, yeah, so which was probably mainly in Kansai, not so much in Kanto. So again, very easy to understand. And in a sense, the contents was very heartwarming as well. I was like, oh, wow, this is, I wouldn't say typical or regular interaction between Japanese, but it sort of gave an insight in, oh, this is how we should treat people. And of course, entertainment is the ultimate goal, but how to be nice, how to be helpful, and sometimes it's okay to ask for help as well. So I think Tantei Night Scoop really did a great job. 20 odd years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow, I didn't expect that name coming out from you.
Oh well, yeah. Again, I'm quite old.
Okay. Well, thank you, thank you. So you mentioned that you went to MBA yourself, and now you're program manager at Shizenkan. And how do you? Well, I think this question is frequently asked, but how do you see the difference between other MBA and Shizenkan program? How do you see?
Yeah, that's of course a very good question and something that a lot of students and potential candidates ask us all the time. If I were to share my experience when I did my MBA, quite not, I wouldn't say a traditional MBA where it purely focused on business, marketing, analytics. A typical pattern is once you do an MBA, you join a consulting firm or you start your own business or, you're there to make money as quickly as possible. Right? But with my experience at Doshisha, it was more about the holistic side of things. So focusing on the human elements of business. So still making money, but what are the other elements that bring, of course, shareholder value, but also considering stakeholder value as well. So my project, I did a dissertation. So my project was using coaching, the benefits of coaching within a nursing setting for first-year nurses, if it helped them retain information, and also if it gave them more confidence in applying what the knowledge that they learn in an actual situation. So that was quite interesting. So mainly my area was more human resource development instead of human resource management. So that was, I guess, a good example of what kind of MBA program it was there at Doshisha. But having said that, you've heard a lot from Noda-san and Yoshikawa-san in regards to Shizenkan is unique in a sense where it is all about the self. It's all about the individual journeys that we take and decisions that we make and the consequences, whether they be good or bad consequences based on the choices that we make. So I think that journey over the 2 years that students are here with us really, how would I put it? It's quite daunting that it's not about making money. So like I said, in a sense, making money is quite easy. But if you were to add another layer of complexity, it's like, okay, why are you making money? How does it benefit other stakeholders like humanity, like the environment, like the planet, like your community? Then the reasons for making money or making profit completely changes the equation and also influences our decisions moving forward. So in that sense, I think Shizenkan offers that opportunity to really deep as people are comfortable doing, where I guess other traditional MBAs, it's more about the tools that are given. All right, this is how you do analytics, this is how you do marketing, this is how you do strategy, and apply it, and then take over the world. But for Shizenkan, looking at the liberal arts component, it really is a good foundation to start thinking about, okay, how do I first be a better human being before becoming a better leader, before becoming a better manager or a business person. So I think that really separates us from other traditional MBAs.
Well, it makes a lot of sense, and I'm glad that I'm now part of Shizenkan community and learning here.
We're very happy that you're here as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And so I was always curious that admin staff people are accessible to all the class contents, of course. So how the contents of Shizenkan courses, like company or Japan, the old course, or like capitalism, or those courses affect you because you're in a position to be exposed to those class contents?
I think from my perspective, the contents itself is, of course, very valuable, and it is constantly being updated. So every year we deliver a course based on the feedback that we receive from students. Of course, what recent information and research has been done, of course, outside from various other institutions and, government and non-government organizations as well. That is folded into the course. And I think that really gives, new perspectives to students and, of course, to the staff as well in regards to how things are evolving and how things are moving at such a quick pace. So that's one aspect of it. From my perspective, I learn a lot from the faculty members and actually from the students. So the content is, as I said, it's always evolving. It's, very information rich. So it depends on the individual, how you actually digest that.
Yeah.
And then utilize it to, again, help you become a better human being or help you become a better leader or manager or whatnot. So in that sense, then how the faculty delivers that information, are they able to make it memorable? Are they able to make this particular point stick for students to remember from 10 years from now, 5 years from now, at least from tomorrow, right? Oh, I still remember that, so-and-so said this. But like I said, I think the most valuable learnings that I receive is actually from the students when they start talking during group discussions, during breaks, before classes, after classes, having the opportunity to ask them or to ask you, how's it going? What did you learn? What are your challenges? What aha moments have you received in the first session or probably at the end of the course? And every year, it's always interesting and inspiring to hear that, oh, wow, I've never thought about this in my entire life. Or I now realize that, this is what I really want to do. Or because I took this course, it can help me support other people within my team or within my community. So those are the things that really makes work, our role, well, my role, again, from a personal perspective, really rewarding to hear those comments and feedback that we receive. Yeah, so that's a lot of learning. Instead of coming from one person, the faculty member, I'm getting feedback and comments from 30, 40 people. Right. So that output, of course, that input that you receive from faculty members, but the output, whether it be a new idea, whether it be I'm making a mock-up for a project, or I'm starting a business, completing my business model or business plan. I'm talking to my teammates or my evil boss a little more, or learning from them. Then those are the things that are really, really rewarding.
I see. So I think you're in a position that you can witness the change happening among students.
Yes.
And if you can, you don't have to give a specific name, but if you can imagine one person that changed the most in a good way, positive way, what kind of change you saw in that person during like 2 years or like 1 year? Like
Wow.
just
Yeah.
example is fine. Yeah.
Of course. I think one person in particular that I have in mind, it was more about their levels of confidence. I think she came in with a lot of expectations from others put upon her in the position that she was in. So she originally joined Shizenkan to explore the possibilities of furthering or expanding her project. Super happy, super genki, very people orientated. However, she realized that she spent too much energy and time pleasing other people, whereas that the same amount of time and energy should have been or could have been invested in herself. So seeing her grow and, in a sense, adjust her expectations, and after from the end of first year to the end of second year and graduating and moving forward, she's a much more grounded person, much more confident in herself, and also a person that can say no.
Yeah.
Instead of saying yes to everything, saying yes to things that are most important for her growth and for her organization. But in a sense, no to, of course, fun things, trivial things, to give her the space and give her the confidence to shine within what she really wants to do. Yeah, so I mean, it's not an isolated case. I think a lot of students go through that journey to varying degrees. Being in a business environment, at the end of the day, it is a business school. So there are lots of competitiveness. There's a lot of rivalries. There's a lot of comparisons, like, oh, I work for XYZ. You work for ABC. Oh, these are the things that are quite easy to compare. However, having an opportunity to put those things aside and really focus on how can I be a better whatever that each student aspires to be. It's always a wonderful thing to see from the first day. So from, your welcome speech to your graduation speech, those 2 years go by very, very quickly. I think, silently as staff of that, the administration team, we're all very proud of all the students that graduate. Sometimes it takes a little longer. However, for them to continue to persist for those students that maybe take a break and then come back, it's always nice to welcome them and continue to support them.
I see. Wow, great. Thank you for sharing that story. Another question I wanted to ask was, what is your weekday routine would look like? Because we only meet at the class, which is held in weekday evening and also Saturday. So you have Monday to Friday daytime work. I wonder what kind of like work you are assigned in doing.
So typically, so the university is open from 10 to 6. So those are our opening hours. For the staff side, our hours usually start from 9:30 to 6:30. So that will be typical office hours for us. However, if we are looking after a course on weeknights or on weekends, our schedule is quite irregular in that respect.
Yeah.
So let's say we have a session this evening from 6:30 to 9:45. Then in that sense, some staff decide to start a little later in the day. Or some staff decide that, I'll shift a couple of things onto another day. And particularly if we work on weekends, then we're able to take a day off somewhere else within that month. So in that sense, every week is quite different depending on the courses that we support and also other projects that we do as well. So for me, supporting courses on weeknights and on weekends. And another hat that I wear is also doing other projects as well. So supporting the executive education team with different projects, also communicating and also community building with our partner schools from overseas. For example, from India, etc., etc., and also supporting other staff members with their projects as well. So one example would be the Future of Capitalism course. So you learn more about this in the second year. It has grown quite significantly over the last couple of years. We have over 20 business schools from around the world join the online courses, online sessions, and we're dealing with nearly 500 students on a pretty much a weekly basis. So supporting them with contents, preparing them with pre-assignments and readings, and also, can you imagine putting 500 students in breakout rooms on Zoom? So on the technical side as well. So I mean that takes a lot of effort and energy and time. So even though we do have our own projects, we also, if possible, support other staff members with their projects as well. Yeah.
I see. So, so staff members work like as a team, or like are you once you're assigned to this course, supporting this course, then you're in charge of it. In how does it work?
That's correct. So every semester, depending on our schedules and the projects that we currently have, we're assigned to courses as one of the, of course, representing the staff, administration staff member. So of course you have a faculty member and then you have a administration staff member that pretty much does the logistics and the operation side of things. Usually it's based on our background. Up until this point, I've looked after courses more in the second year. We're focusing on HRM, HRD, coaching aspect side of things as well. So those courses are usually second year and also at the end of the first year. So this year, looking after accounting and what else is there? Dialogue as well. So those are, something depending on the availability of different staff and their projects as well. Yeah, so this year was the first time doing accounting. It's like quite interesting. Of course, quite intense, but in a sense, it's also quite natsukashi as well, going through my own experience during my MBA. Yeah.
I see. So your coaching background, HR management, HR development experience, are now linked to what you're doing currently as well.
Yeah, I think that was another reason why I joined Shizenkan. So going back to the kimono company, I was originally onboarded as a part of the HR department, and mainly for onboarding new employees. So I was in charge of looking after the orientation program, also getting them settled into their different teams, and doing more of the support side as well. And that, I mean, the kimono company is relatively small, whereas at Shizenkan, we have, anywhere up to 200, 300 students at one time. Of course, we have our faculty and also our back of office team as well. So those coaching skills come in very handy, a daily basis, whether it be supporting other staff members, of course, supporting students, and of course, supporting faculty as well. So they also need another opportunity or space for them to reflect upon how to improve classes or working on their strengths, of course, working on their weaknesses as well. And, it's quite good to do that on a daily basis. Whereas in the kimono company, it was more on a seasonal basis. Yeah.
Okay, great. So from your coaching standpoint, what is your impression on batch 8 English course class? Well, maybe compared to other year or Japanese class and I'd like to ask about the room for improvement.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is unfair to compare each batch because the makeup of individuals, the backgrounds of the students are always different. But in general, I say that batch 8, cohort 8 is very otonashi. It's a very
Really?
mature, yeah,
Okay.
and in a good way. Not saying that everybody's old, saying that everybody has a good level head and are able to interact fairly, interact productively, interact constructively. So that's been really good to see over the last couple of months. Yeah, I think there's not a lot from my perspective to make, I guess, like major pivots or improvements. But having said that, I think probably one would be more communication with faculty. Having the opportunity to speak to someone like, the philosophy professor or
Yeah.
someone that is a consultant for full time at an accounting firm or what have you, having the opportunity to really dig into their head and learn from their experiences. Of course, we are all time limited and energy limited. However, given that there's this opportunity to be in the same room at the same place at the same time, then to really go beyond what is delivered in the course. Of course, like I said, it's very information rich, the contents that is covered. But at the end of the day, they are also human beings. They are also there to learn from, or everyone pretty much, from their perspectives as well. So to really reach out to them. Of course, everyone's very busy, but at least having the opportunity to learn, and also giving the opportunity for them to learn about you as a group, but also you as an individual as well. So I think that networking opportunity is really, really valuable. And that's the same with with the Japanese class as well. It's not just the English class and versus the Japanese class. You are as a cohort together. It's 80 or so students and individuals, so there's plenty of opportunities to learn from each other as well.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the advice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're all listening to this. Okay, thank you. So for the maybe now I'd like to ask about future, and so well, I'll be asking this question to my classmates, but what changes you think will occur in the future from the AI development perspective? So we're starting to use ChatGPT, Gemini for like research mainly, I think. But in the long run, do you see any possibilities or uh, new small trends that you observe, or do you see anything?
I think AI as a tool can be very beneficial to, let's say, mundane tasks, so repetitive tasks. I think if it was, and it is applied to the creative side of things as well. So whether it be image creation to writing texts, essays, doing
Mm-hmm.
tests and stuff like that, it's unfortunate how people utilize them for the sake of saving time or for the sake of making it easier for themselves. So that's something that I'm, fairly concerned about. So I have two kids. So my son is 9 and my daughter is 5. My son is going through elementary school at this moment in time. And yeah, they're, of course, still going through learning the basics, the elemental aspects of learning, whether it be mathematics and reading and writing. However, eventually they'll be learning coding, or even with AI, you don't need to learn how to code anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that exposure to information and how to digest and disseminate the information as well is probably more important than the information itself. So how can it benefit their learning? So it is quite concerning moving forward. And in a sense, the education sector itself, we have more and more courses that you can take on online for free, whether it be through edX or Coursera. And I guess universities, more established universities, are releasing courses that you can do for free. And I guess that's also connected directly or indirectly to companies and their hiring practices as well. So a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot, but some tech companies say, yeah, you don't need a degree to work for us anymore. Is that a trend? Is that something that will be more permanent moving forward? So depending on the decisions that they make, it will affect a lot of people. And lifelong learning at the end of the day as well. Do we really need to invest, years and of time and money into a piece of paper that will eventually be obsolete in the next, even 6 to 12 months? So those are very big questions that us as an institution, but also me as a father, and someone that's getting older, of course, not younger. How does that influence lifelong learning moving forward? Life may not be about learning anymore. Life may be about just living. So those are a few concerns that I do have. But having said that, I think the pendulum can also swing the other way as well. So working for the kimono company, I think one valuable experience that I had was spending time with the craftsmen that actually made all this wonderful, beautiful stuff. So I think from the creative point of view, yes, we have cutting edge technology that can help us do many, many things. However, still there is an area in the creative art side, the traditional craft side of things that AI still eventually it'll be utilized in some way or form. But at the moment, could it encourage the younger generation to look into working more with their hands, not with their brains or with their minds, but using their hands, using their heart to create beauty? Of course, that depends on the individual, but going back to traditional arts and crafts, looking into reviving certain things that have been lost over the years. That, in a sense, is also quite exciting as well. That pendulum has swung, but it can also swing the other way as well. So maybe people become more interested in simply camping going out,
Yeah.
spending a night out in the woods. Probably more and more people start enjoying mountain climbing. I'm not one of them, but experiencing the outdoors instead of just being indoors all the time, sitting in front of a PC and a screen. Picking up an actual book.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
we have our smartphones, and we can check the news and read our favorite manga, but to pick up a physical book, to feel the texture of the paper, to smell the mustiness because we've been sitting, the book has been sitting on our shelf for months or maybe years. The creases that we have, and even the simple notes that if you choose to write some comments onto the book, those tactile sensations, I'm sure will come back, whether it be through nostalgia or whether it be maybe I do need a break from technology and go, maybe for better or worse, go back to the traditional ways of doing things. Yeah.
Speaking of which, about the books, I'm asking, what was your book of the year so far? To everybody, and
Okay, yeah.
can pick one.
These days I rarely read books. I have a pile of books that have been sitting
Me too.
on
Me
my
too.
shelf. I'm also a very slow reader. It takes me
Okay.
like months to read a book. However, I guess the last book, or the book that really stood out for me, was In Praise of Shadows.
In Praise of Shadows.
I forgot the author of, let me check the author.
Is it a novel? Or?
I think so. I guess so. But it was, so the author his name is Tanizaki Junichiro. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was written in 19s, and it talks about wabi-sabi.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that book really was very good, particularly for my time at the kimono company. So
I
learning,
see.
what Japanese aesthetics versus Western aesthetics, learning that asymmetry is also very beautiful, learning that even in darkness, whether it be shadows or being in a dark room, you can identify or also appreciate the beauty that is around you. So yeah, that book was really good in helping me understand why craftsmen do what they do, why the traditions, particularly in Japan, that have continued for so many generations, continue to be. However, it has been lost over the years. Even within the Japanese community, everybody really doesn't has less appreciation, or it's become atarimae, or it's become they've lost the meaning. Oh, I really don't know why we have stone gardens. I don't understand why a Japanese garden is beautiful. It's nice, but what is the meaning behind the placements of rocks and flowers and whatnot? So I think that book, particularly for non-Japanese, it's not a hard book to read, but it gives a really good, a better understanding of what wabi-sabi is and what the Japanese aesthetics are.
I see. Thank you. Impressive. Impressive.
But the book is impressive, please, if you have
I
time.
mean, impressive recommendation book. Thank you. I'll go read it. Yeah. Wow. So.
I don't think it's in the library, so you need to
Oh,
probably
it's not.
find it on Amazon.
Okay.
You probably need
Okay.
to find it on Amazon.
Yeah, I'll do that. Well, maybe I'll read it in Japanese. It's
Yeah.
originally in Japanese, right? Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. I see. I see. So going back to the future related question. So, as a student of Shizenkan, we're frequently asked what kind of leadership do you want to take? Questions like that. And do you, as a staff, think apply that question to yourself? What kind of leader you want to aspire to be, and in maybe 10 years, 20 years from now?
I think in general, the staff that, or the people that join Shizenkan are quite motivated in that respect. Whether it be lacking the skills of becoming that leader that they want to be, or refining those skills. So as I mentioned, it's a great opportunity to tap into faculty, to talk to guest speakers, and again, coming learning from the students as well. From my perspective, leadership is more of a position. Leadership is something that we do not consciously choose to be. So becoming a leader it sounds a little strange for me.
Yeah.
I believe and I feel that leaders are chosen for a specific situation. We're not born leaders where the circumstances choose or the certain circumstances asks who will become a leader in this space and time, whether it be problem solving or whether it be just choosing a movie or a restaurant. So those are the things that I feel that it's becoming quite challenging in this day and age. Not everybody can become a leader. Not everybody can lead others as well. But in a sense, it still comes down to ourselves. Can you lead your own life? Whether it be just for
Lead yourself. Lead yourself.
Right. So lead in regards to you becoming a better person. And in that sense, if you're able to do that and you are satisfied with the progress that you make, one step at a time moving forward, then others will be able to join you in some way or form. So in that sense, again, from my perspective, leadership is something that is unnatural for the vast majority of us. However, as a skill and also as a tool that helps us become a better person, then it's definitely it is very invaluable. That something that essentially we all need in some way or form. It just depends on how you will apply that to your surroundings, to your work, to your relationships.
So you will be leading yourself in direction of maybe intersectional coaching, HR, maybe pathology. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that could be. I mean,
Could
I've
be
been
or
away. Yeah, I've been away from the research side for so long.
craftsmanship and
Yeah,
So you have a lot of interesting dots that you've experienced in the past. And I was wondering, in the future, what kind of I don't know how you picture yourself, maybe 10 years from now, 20 from now.
It's always a very difficult question. We ask students in vertically, how do you envision yourself in 10 years? How do you envision yourself in 5 years? Personally, I can only see beyond maybe a 3-month window. I'm more, in a sense, I'm more of a person that is not too concerned about the future. So long as I have a better understanding of the present situation.
Yes.
Yeah. So being present, being in the moment, I guess this is the bias that I have as a coach, being present with the people that I am with at this place at this time is more important than what is happening or what could happen in the future. Of course, I do take steps in doing and preparing for the future, whether it be family, whether it be career, but I don't spend too much time thinking about what could happen. It's more about what can happen in the next week, in the next couple of months. And if I have that ability to control those choices that I make and also influence, hopefully in a positive way, whether it be a project, whether it be a course, whether it be a relationship, those are the things that are probably more important to me, is just being here, being now. Yeah. So like I said, I don't spend too much time thinking about the future. And I honestly cannot tell you what can happen, what could happen in 10 years. I mean, looking back, being in Japan for 20 odd years, I never imagined staying in Japan for so long. I never imagined working for a kimono company. I never imagined going doing an MBA. So I think those opportunities came and I was able to benefit from those choices that I made, and using those choices to again grow as a person, connect with really fantastic people, and continue to have these very interesting conversations with someone like you, and of course with your classmates as well. Yeah. So I think, like I said, now is probably more important than the future.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Yes. It was sort of a revenge question from student to Shizenkan
Revenge
staff.
questions.
I'm joking. Because
Yes, of course.
I'm joking. Yeah.
No. I think, it is a valid question. And of course, everybody has their own vision of what could happen. And that's something that we always, of course, we encourage all students, of course, staff as well, to think about. But again, is it something that you can control? If it is, then fantastic. We can work towards making those visions and missions to basically come true. However, there are also other things that need our attention right now. What can we do now? I mean, there's things that we can do for the future, but if we can't do them now, then there is a possibility that there is no future if we cannot do them now.
I feel that is a very Eastern way of thinking, I think. Yeah. Which I can really relate to, of course.
Yeah. I mean, it's very dreamy. So some of my friends used to say, Derrick, you're a very dreamy guy. You like to think about the future. You like to, encourage us to think of the ideal situation here and there. But in reality, it's not, of course, it's never easy, and it takes a lot of work to make those dreams come true. But, we still need to dream. We still need to hope. We still need to be positive that, the world will become a better place. However, we need to actually do it now. Start today, or at least start tomorrow. Again, it's easy to say, but it does take a lot of courage. It takes a lot of resources. It takes a lot of help to, make those things come true.
Okay. My last small request is if you have any recommendation of people on this podcast, maybe from second year students or other staffs, or maybe a faculty member or whoever, could you make a recommendation? Then I'll go ask to the person and negotiate.
Okay, interesting. I think an alumni that would be very interesting would be Braulio. So he recently graduated from Shizenkan. So he's a ballet dancer, originally from Mexico, and has been in Japan for over 10 years. And I think he came to Shizenkan to brush up on his business plan, to focus on establishing a performing arts school in Kyoto. So he is actually doing that now, which is fantastic.
Wow.
And I think he's still traveling between Tokyo and Kyoto. And he's been very active in the Mexican community, so originally from Mexico. So he would be a very interesting person to talk to, talk about his experience at Shizenkan, and also what he thinks about the future.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Thank you.
You're very audio, yeah.
Okay. Is it possible for you to connect me to Braulio? Or...
Yes, of course. Yes.
Okay. Oh,
yes,
that would be super helpful. Thank you. Okay. So this is for listeners. The final comments to listeners. Thank you for listening. Please send me a feedback through Spotify, YouTube, any media, or in the classroom. And please hit that follow or subscribe button to become a member of this talk room. I'm a very number-oriented person, and I watch that number every day. So your following would help my mental health. Thank you. Okay. Right. So we had Derrick as our guest, and it was very special time discussing. So Derrick-san, thank you so much for sharing your time again.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, and see you tomorrow at the classroom or Or
Yes, I'll probably
yeah.
see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.